going through all right. Okay. Alright, whoever watches this in the future or watches it now, welcome to Gamers Kingdom Livestream to PGR. Like I say in the description, I am doing it from resources and I'm not doing too good on my money. So, we'll see how this goes. About me getting Luna to become part of my team. So, for that though, let us go ahead like that. Let's do the preliminary stuff real quick. Just to get them out of the way. I like his voice actor. And that's why I got him up on my bridge. That's alright. Shitty fuck. I'm not gonna get it. I just know it. Well, I got Lee. Not Lee. Why would I call it Lee? Nope. Not surprised by that. Not surprised by that. Yep. That's alright. That is alright. I'm gonna get things prepared, you know, for this next paycheck and everything to get her. I'm just not gonna have her messing around, which sucks, but oh well. This boy's gonna be triple class. Oh, there's still more? Who else? Oh, yeah, these ones. What you? Oh, this was triple S. What's that? Okay. Let's get this stuff out of the way real quick. And get you, and you. Okay, that's it. Think about it. Nope. That one. Oops, there we go. You. Alright, let's see here. Oh. Do that real quick. Pat you, pat, 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 pat. Oh, wait, 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 go back, go back, go back. Apparently one of them needs on. Okay, oh, you too. They all busy. You. Pa 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 pa. Blue kiss. And there we go. Much as I didn't want to do that, but you know. Oh yeah, that's all well done. This music.
私を見た者は深淵に消えるのよ。遅い。
Woo! Ah! Damn it!
遅い。
You bitch!
深淵に飲み込まれろ。
No, you don't! It's over.
私の力はどう？存分に楽しんだ。
What is with this BGM now that I have up on this? The fuck? All right, come at me.
Yo. 遅い。私も行きます。
I dodged it.
遅い。私も行きます。
Oh, press them respectively. Hey! Come on now, man. Got you. The vocals. Oh. I love the vocals. This game. A lot of these gacha games have such great vocals. Such great music. It's amazing sometimes. Wait, what? Hold on. What? I thought I did the whole damn thing. Did I not? Oh, nope. I didn't do the whole damn thing. Nope. This is the final battle. Right here. Right now. Alright, let's do this. Easy, mighty. Cut you down! What? Ah. Woo! I can do this! No! Got you! You're done! Woo!
私の力はどう？存分に楽しんだ。
Your boy! Extra stuff out of the way because I know I'm gonna procrastinate about it. Let's get my dark team in this. Yo. Akatsuki Kojo.
私 なら助けてあげる。
Slam him!
今回も良かったが、今度はもっと綿密な作戦を立てよう。
That's what I'm talking about. The fuck? Let me rest this switch. What? Oh, it gets higher and higher. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Battle mission. I do this.
全力を尽くします。
Simply because I want to play as Changyu.
金はもらってるし、あとは任しとけ。腰から集中させて一応だ。
切り開きます。
失敗の中で勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。
Tanjiro. Anything in there? All right. Good. Okay. Now, on to the actual events. Let's see here. I know there is this. So let's see. I think this is like a, yeah, this is a trainer for those who get Luna this patch. So let's see what's going on with Luna here.
選別開始。
Okay, so like much like what is it? Much like Alpha, you know, when she dodges out, she goes into a certain part of the combo. Okay. Oh. Cast a virus network that moves the target or oh, a dot field. And
懲罰。ここに降臨する。これが昇格ネットワークの力よ。分かった。選別開始。
After every 3 pings, she gains 15 annihilation points, up to 660. So, see, if this is what it's saying, the skill damage of 3 pings is also converted into dark damage. Okay, so she gains 15 annihilation points, up to 60. So, if you do 3 pings 4 times in a row, you get out to the maximum. Okay. Your orb will also be regarded as a 3 ping. Really? Oh. Cast an annihilation orb under the annihilation state will summon 4 spikes at the target location, dealing dark damage, while earning 10 energy. Oh wait, okay, I see. Huh, okay. Alright. Any pings after an entry annihilation will be those. Okay. Alright. I'll have to remember this when I want to get her. Why you got flexing me on that skin now? Why you gotta flex that skin on me?
Yamiがまとわりついてきても、俺は光に向かって歩くから。弱小解決。
私の指示に従うか、滅びるか。
When Luna enters the battle, she will cast blue or pink 3 pink to trigger the core passive.
滅びる。与えてあげる。これが昇格ネットワークの力よ。分かった。
Kind of a little different from my usual setup, but okay. I'll respect it.
選別開始。生まれ変わりましょう。これで全てが終了する。全部の不思議さましい行為から始める。そうばす。ここに降臨する。生まれ変わりましょう。全部の不思議さましい行為なら助けてあげる。生まれ変わりましょう。全部砕いていいか。ここに降臨。
Jesus Christ! I really do need to get her. I really do need to get her. .46 p.m. Old Church. A few days ago, Lucia and I noticed a pair of white doves hiding behind the ruins, highly alert to the surroundings. One of them was badly injured. I asked Lucy if we could help them, but she shook her head and said we are powerless to help them. There are many resources set aside to make sure our safety. When she saw my worried face, she patted my head and promised that she would protect me. We would never end up like the birds. I nodded, but a feeling of helplessness washed over me. I wish I could protect others like Lucia. The foolish idea and my childlike disposition got the better of me. I gave away some winter supplies she had left. I anticipated at least a thank you in return, but I received nothing. I am worthless in comparison to my capable sister. I began to despair at the selfishness and greed of others. I had to make up for it. At least, I must protect my beloved sister. I went to check on the white doves earlier today. When I got close, I realized they weren't real birds. The exposed frame became entangled in red currents. Despite this, the other remained close. Both would be corrupted if they continue in this manner. Will I be able to be a burden like this to Lucy if I accept to be modified? Troubled by this, I stayed in the corridor undecided until I came across a sister who was always praying. To talk with her, I decided to take the trial. To keep Lucy safe, I had to pass it. Goodbye. We'll see each other again. For the time being, I'll bid you a quiet farewell with the hand that shares your bloodline. Lucia, 21:23 p.m. Old Church. Lucia also left the Abbey today, following her sister Luna's departure. Even though I'd only spoken with them a few times, I knew they were blessed by God the moment the abbess took them in. The other sister had a stern expression on her face, a lucky one who could survive and thrive in catastrophe. The younger one had a pair of naive eyes, blessed and protected from disasters. However, other sisters disagreed, asserting that they would perish in the winter and deriding Luna's giving away the supplies as a joke. Does kindness deserve to be mocked, Lord? I prayed all night for the innocent sisters. God had finally given their favorite child a chance. Everyone in the church was terrified when the big shots showed up, except the sisters. They jumped at the chance and even passed the Coppolamer filter, as if eagerly awaiting the guided prophecy. I was just curious to find out whether Lucia had made it through the modifications. I even requested a soldier to bring me the news. After all, I was comforted to know that the kind-hearted children will live on. Let the gospel of God bring in one ray of hope in this dark world. Surprisingly, I saw Luna in the corridor on my way to the morning prayer. When I asked what was bothering her, she said she was wondering if she would be able to replace her sister. This was going to be a test for the two of them, I told her. Only the successful would be noticed by God, who would help them overcome their obstacles. Seeing how reluctant she was, I mocked her until used by the other nuns. She eventually walked away, mumbling something about the trial. I was relieved to see her leave, but I also felt ominous. Today, Lucia left the church. I get to hear from the soldier who promised to bring me updates. He took a can from me after all. That can had the most time left on its expiration date. 1:44 p.m. workshop. All the recently recycled kids are pretty dull, although they are compatible with a couple livers. I think a few could actually make it, except one girl named Lucia. I liked her from the moment I saw her profile. She's only a child, yet she is skilled with a weapon as a weapon wielder. If she accepts and completes the modification, she will be a formidable combat force. However, it was her sister who insisted on coming in her place. The soldiers saw that she met the requirements, they simply took her back. Where is your sister Lucia? That ignorant girl kept asking me what she would become of, and even gave me an angry look after hearing my explanation. She was whining about wanting to grow up. However, only her sister's strong consciousness could handle a unit beyond her age. In any case, we'll see how it goes after the modification. What's luck, kiddo? Not only a stroke of luck can save you. What the fuck, man? I do want to get her. I really do. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, challenges. Oh. Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
選別開始
Oh.
うまくいかないでしょこれが終了するのありえないこれが全て終了するそうここに降臨する
to interaction point exits.
これが昇格ネットワークの力よ。わかった。
That was a little different. Really wouldn't mind getting this.
みんなを守る。
Ooh. That had to be cool.
みんなを守る。みんな大丈夫です。みんなを守る。人類消滅。
It's like she's shooting out Earth Element.
さっき私足引っ張ってませんよね。
Okay. Okay. You wanted me to get it. You really wanted me to get it. And that's not available. That's not available. That's not available. There's an interlude. Guidance system. Oh. That's fine. And this is that. Alright, I think it's time to actually get into this. I will profess that I went to the main story a little, so I kind of exited out real quick. Do it. Woo! Can't stop these hands!
失敗の中で勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。
How much? Random. Let's do it. They talk acting like you cool and shit, motherfucker.
体力が爆発するぞ。
私も行きます。
失敗の中で勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。
Overload. Something powerful suddenly hits you. Well, this data is defense. If I analyze the defense value with my computer power, please do so. Understood. No connector yet? Okay. Alright. Defense data ahead. Cleared. All hands, brace for shock! Falling loose is where darkness dissipates. You don't know where you are except that you are falling. Wait, falling? Commandant! Someone pulls you up from behind. It's probably Lucia with her jetpack. Liv and Lee are already landing on the ground 5 meters below you in what they call a superhero landing back in the Golden Age. Commandant! Be ready for a landing! My jetpack can't last much longer! Lucia lets go of you in 1 meter above the ground. Rolling, 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 rolling. Do you see Lucia landing next to you? Is everyone okay? Something's off. After completing the immersion process and removing the obstructed data wall, the 4 of you arrive at the Parliament Square in the virtual space. Have you not remembered being pushed into the frame? You would have felt as if you were teleported into Parliament Square directly from the bridge. But for some reason, something doesn't feel the same. What's wrong? What's that? It looks like something's formed a wall. Strange. I can't use my sensor to detect the wall, what the wall is made out of. It's data. The flowing wall of white noise like data. You can understand it as well as form the as a wall formed from the data stream. It's one of the anti-interference protocols. Looks like it really has been infiltrated. I'm afraid so. We can only find a way to close or go through it once the immersion process is complete. How do we do that? Like I just said, we have to find a way. A few days ago, a young man with blonde hair stood before the doorway to the conference room. Seeing that the door was ajar, he softly took a breath and then knocked the door. Come in. Commander Nicola, is there something? Oh, President Hassan. Seems like you've been quite busy recently. I've had a chance to speak with you. Have a seat. Hassan refrained from responding to Murray. Instead, he motioned Murray to take a seat on the other side of the table. Murray sat opposite to Hassan with a cup of coffee placed in front of him. Murray looked at Hassan through the steam coming from the coffee, then blinked awkwardly. There's no need to be nervous. Silla could brew the coffee herself. Hearing this, Murray smiled and took a sip of the coffee. Thank you. Tastes good. Standing out to the side, Nicola put down his now empty coffee, then turned on the holoscreen. I told you, Hassan. He's fine. Let's get down to business. Following Nicola's gesture, Murray shifted his gaze to the content on the holoscreen. This is a report submitted to you. Is President Hassan here with you because there's an issue with it? Not with the information itself. What concerns me is how you got it. Oh, sorry. Holding the coffee cup, Murray came to a halt and stayed silent. Still not willing to, tell us how you got your hands on this information? Well, I'd like to live a little longer. Murray answered softly with a slightly apologetic tone. However, Hassan understood that the young man would not come clean. In that case, why don't you transfer back? It would be better for someone in your condition. Thank you for your concern, Mr. President, but I'm happy with my current job. I'm not considering transfer right now. My intelligence work is just a way for me to accumulate combat experience. After all, my physical condition doesn't allow me to become a commandant with boots on the ground. In some ways, I'm happy with the work you produce, and I don't intend to transfer you elsewhere. You're also the only person besides the Great River Commandant who passes the test currently. So you should understand that even if the source of your intel violates our rules, we won't sentence you to death for this. Murray looked down at his reflection in the coffee cup, obscuring his expression from the 2 men sitting opposite of him. He quickly raised his head again, then the corner of his mouth curled into a gentle, peculiar smile. Sir, I was given a mission, and I completed it. That's all. Just as I won't ask you how you use this information, you won't have to inquire the details on how I obtained the information. You wouldn't have the authority to ask. You're right. We know that what you're doing, at least in terms of results, are still for the benefit of Babylonia. We seek a common goal. However, Murray, no matter how many moves you can make behind the scenes, don't think you can remain hidden forever. I think you can gauge where the lines are, at least for the time being. I thank you both for your trust. You've worked under me for quite some time, but I must admit, I still haven't had you figured out. Nicola took out a black folder from a briefcase under the table and pushed it across to Murray. If you're unwilling to divulge the source of your intel, at least you can do. The least you can do is be of use. What do you want me to do? As always, do what you do best. Murray immediately noticed the logo on the file. He let out an apparent smile, then looked up at Nicola. I'm not your only bet in this game, am I? Just make sure you get the job done. We just want to see results that benefit Babylonia. That's all. You can put down your cup of coffee now. You don't have to keep holding it if it isn't your liking. After that, Hassan and Nicola stood up and left the conference room, leaving Murray with his coffee, unsure whether or not to drink it. After quite some time, he finally took a deep breath and smiled bitterly as if being relieved of a heavy burden. That wasn't very pleasant at all. Whoa, what happened? Hello? The hell? Wait, what's this? Damn it! It's a defensive data tide. No matter what we went through, we'll have to get through this. If we want to find out. Easy peasy. Oh shit. Boom! Okay, that's not okay. There we go. Whew. It's finally gone. Send those trolls back to the main elevator. We'll have to go back and keep searching. Hey, there we go. At long last. So, this is virtual space. It's different from both reality and virtual reality. How astonishing. I don't feel a thing. What's the matter, Lucia? We went through the immersion process only to find ourselves somewhere like Babylonia. The sense of discrepancy is a seal already. I know what you mean. What does the Spear of Infowest turn in, why does the Spear of Infowest turn the virtual space into Babylonia? The visual translation for the Spear of Infowest references the cognitive data of the individual, which means you are the ones who think Babylonia is the closest visual approximation of Gestalt. Based on the nature of the mission, Lee's computing power should be plenty advantageous here. In short, This mission will rely on Lee's computer power, to provide the Commandant with accurate referencing, necessary for decision making. This issue isn't something that can be solved by an antivirus program. We need to locate the intrusion point. If we can't fix Gestalt's internal problems, we won't be able to do anything externally. Your mission is to keep Babylonia afloat. Everything is going according to plan. We have control over most of Gestalt's operation modules. We have completely blocked his ability to control Babylonia's power. Babylonia will crash land in 17 hours, as estimated. Ha! Not too shabby. Once Babylonia crashes into the ground, it will be no different from an ordinary settlement to us. Should we get moving, Mr. Moon? Do I need to explain to you what you have to do? I see. Well, I'll get going. I'll gather corrupted. Sister. Got it. I'll wait at the potential crash site. Good. Do so. Gabriel. You'll block their signals then. Understood. Get going. Tone signatures different from previous records have been detected in speech patterns of Gabriel and Roland. What are you trying to say? I'm only informing you. That's none of your business. I see. In that case, I will continue the infiltration program. Synchronize everyone's comms with the predicted crash site. Understood. Sister. Yes. What is it? Be careful. I will. Why are you telling me this? I just wanted to. That's all. Okay, so can I just keep on going through this as much as I want to? Okay, there is action points here. Okay. I was not sure. Oh. The fuck? Okay, so this is quite different. Washu, how is the infiltration coming along? The area around my control has decreased 12.7%. Babylonia has regained power by 6.1% compared to an hour ago. Babylonia is still a freefall. What changed? It appears that a task force has entered Gestalt's virtual space in an attempt to resist my infiltration. Everything is still under my control. Do you have any anti-interference programs? Multiple disguised sub-terminals have been released to create massive disruptions before Babylon's forces realize what is happening. That's good. Your hesitation suggests a concern for my tactical rule. Please state any alternative that can be implemented. That's not what I meant. Do what you must. As usual, Washu does not respond. Yuna enters a meditative state. She recalls the expression on Shu's face during the battle in Kowloon. The conversation between Shu and Washu from the records retrieved by Washu. Washu, how can humanity survive under such circumstances? All data has been parsed, but no such method exists. Regardless of the method, humanity will only end in destruction. Earth has already experienced 5 mass extinctions. Humanity is merely just a visitor on this age-old planet. I've adjusted the input range and parameters to meet your requirements. I want results. very low probability, but not impossible. Changing the scope has made certain options possible. We're in position. Understood. Proceed with caution. You already said that. Let's take it as another reminder. Fine. Wash you. Yes. Forget it. It's nothing. Is this a security barrier? Watch out! There's more from behind! Threat detection in the area. Activating extermination mode. No! Move back! Bianca! Luckily I made it in time. If those defense programs activated the alarm, we face a lot more of them. Bianca, why are you... It's a long story. I have a mission too. But now that we're heading the same way, let's stick together. There are some defense programs patrolling this area. Let's get rid of them before they raise the alarm. Take care of you before anything else. Alright! Are they trying to protect something? With their patrol patterns, I don't see anything worth our attention. And we'll find some clues in the area. Let's search around it. Error. Illegal intrusion by external entities detected. Is that us? No. We can use a Babylonian leak. What? I don't have enough evidence yet. Today's special synthetic latte with hazelnut syrup. Buy 2 get 1 free. A cafe? What's the point of investigating a place like this? Virtual space feels are so real. Even the guy looks exactly like what we have in Babylonia. Oh look, Lucia! That's the shop I told you about the other day. That boutique you mentioned? Let's go together after this mission. I guess now proceed on. All right. God damn it! I didn't mean to do that. All right, come on. Anything up here? Nope. Return to lower level and meet with Bianca. Bianca! No luck here. What out to? Are you really Bianca? Bianca? What is it? What is the purifying force doing here? Didn't I tell you? I just spoke with Asimov on the comms to confirm the missions assigned to the members of Purifying Force. Bianca is in City 15 right now conducting her mission. Not to mention, the Veritas frame affects mind stability. It wouldn't be suitable for this mission. The kind of fighting method that ignores damage to the mind is nothing like what Bianca would do. Disable construct mind camouflage module. Based on the information revealed in our conversation, continued use of the simulated camouflage is no longer necessary. Bianca's body dissolves into air, turning into a tiny data stream of flashing neon light. Subterfuge failed. Switching procedure. Hey, wait! There is no reason to stay here. Washu does not permit purposeless actions. The Bianca, who claims to take orders from Washu, vanishes into thin air in front of the Grey Ravens. Liv, do full band scanning. Understood. The progress signal has disappeared, but what is it? There are no traces left behind the virtual space. It didn't leave by moving. Then how did the program escape? Advanced camouflage? Across program pathways is a springboard? Directly hijacking remote data? Altering the lower port levels of Gestalt? It couldn't have been changing the port levels. The risk of being detected by the Gestalt's anti-interference protocols is too high. First and foremost, cross-reference with the data slice from 5 minutes ago. On it. In the meantime, Commandant, what method do you think she used? We have to rely on your reason to figure this out. Having been dissociated with living as a human for so long, our way of thinking is closer to that of a machine. It's harder to figure out our blind spots when we all think alike. I don't think it would need to be advanced camouflage. Data hijacking? Springboard? It's possible. Forcibly hijacking a program requires a lot of burst considerable data strength. But I didn't detect any interchange in level output. The data camouflage doesn't seem to be possible with live around. In that case, maybe we should consider the possibility that the program utilize the data replacement as a springboard. There's no way to detect it directly, but utilizing data replacement at such a high speed is bound to make the target program behave abnormally. If you find an abnormal program, you'd be able to track the movements of Bianca. Is that so? Yes, my thoughts exactly. Liv will be in charge of scanning, and I'll be in charge of data analysis. Let's do this. Understood. The sub-terminal was detected by the Babylonian task force. However, it has not been located by them. It is proceeding to its new position according to the previous bridge route. Have you achieved your objective? Data masking has been initiated. The goal of delaying the task force in their search is partially complete. You haven't eliminated them? Computing power has been prioritized to maintain infiltration efforts. It was impossible to allocate enough power to a subterminal for combat purposes. Will Babylon fall as we planned? Everything is under control. Oh. All right.
これが
There
最
we
後の
go.
戦いだといいです指揮官
Liv, any progress? I've tracked down some traces that we should keep an eye out for. But I couldn't filter the specific ones because there are too many signals in this area. Lee, can you help? Yes. Not without risk, though. I can use my computing power to do brute force filtering out of all the signal sources. But I can't guarantee that I'll be able to filter out all the other interference signals. What that means is that we'll need to go through multiple rounds of filtering, which is going to take quite some time. I'll leave the choice to you. Let's give it a try. Understood. Success! Found it. Begins in reverse route detection. I found another cluster of tracks up ahead. Let's move. Understood. Oh. Whoa!
体力が爆発。
私もいけない
失敗の中で勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。
That's my boy. Haha, yeah!
失敗の中で
チャンギ
勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。
Seems like they were prepared for brute force filtering. What is it? All tracks in this area are legitimate. They all spread out in different directions while still being connected to each other. Crossing, interrupting, skipping, camouflaging. This maze of tracks was specifically designed to counteract brute force filtering. Guess we can only now count on our instincts. Let's see. So instead of trying to crack it with your computing power, you're using guiding function on the reinforced sensor of the invert device. That's it. Yeah. Sure. This track is pointing toward the way we came. This means if we had to come across this path, we found ourselves getting further away from the target the longer we chase it. We've no time to waste now. We need to report this. If we lost this fight, Asimov would need to be prepared. Well then, let's report this first. Roger that. Let's find a place nearby with better connection so we can report the situation. What? I was very clear in my report. A comprehensive data camouflage. How is that possible? We aren't sure. We can only guess that Hua Shi was capable of such power. That doesn't make sense. If Hua Shi was the degree of data camouflage, then she could have just... Asimov starts talking mid-sentence on the comms. I warned you not to forget the possibility. You're right. I'll get going. What's happening? We'll clarify later. Right now, you have more urgent mission. Past Bianca. I mean, Huashu. So when Huashu took the initiative to appear before us, we obviously can let this opportunity slip out of our grasp. No matter where she goes, Huashu will eventually find a way to complete the core objective or return to the mother terminal. I see. In short, as long as we can find the location of that program, we can find hints on where to proceed from there. A few days ago. Alright, so... Over the cold coffee, Murray got up to leave the conference room before bumping into Silica, who opened the door. Miss Silica? Did President Ascension forget to explain something? Silica blankly handed Murray an ID card. Commander, Nicola asked me to give this to you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you. As for your mission, I don't want to get involved. With that, Silica turned and left the conference room. Murray looked down to confirm the logo on the ID and gave a wry smile. Ouroboros, Scarab, Cerberus, and Caribo. Which of the block absent would be the commander's backup plan? As for me, how much do you know about me? Looks like I have the upper hand with the information I know right now. This will eat into some of my resources, but this risk is worth taking. Playing around with the ID card in his hand, Murray opened the door and left the conference room. After he left, the only light that remained in the room was a quiet blinking from the bug in the hollow projector. Okay. From the intel we've collected, it's where we must go from here. We need to find a suitable method to track their whereabouts. Or it's uncovered enough intel to establish like a starting point, right? That's right. Live. Scan the entire block for data. If it was a machine or AI logic, we should be able to detect a pattern. Nay, all speech, even the common speech, has something of a song in it. Such is the case for humans, so too does it apply to machines. On hero worship and the hero in history. Or as always known as. In other words, we should look for the element of song. I scanned the whole block, and there are multiple data signals. Which one should I track? Two of them obviously belong to Babylonian Task Force. As for the remaining two, one I've never seen before, and the other is a team from Ouroboros. That name sounds familiar. Is that Commander Nicola's team? They always seem to be carrying out missions, but no one ever knows what they're about. What are they doing here? Generally speaking, it's above our pay grade. Even if you ask, the commander will just say no comment. So, what should we do? Tracking the more probable signal of the two task force might be the most promising. Even if the program has a disguised idea, it wouldn't be Ouroboros with that signal we've never seen before. What's that? If it were a signal we've never seen before, wouldn't that be more suspicious? As for the two unknown signals, let Asimov check them after we solve the issue in the virtual space. At present, we should be focusing on our efforts on solving the more urgent task at hand. As long as we find Bianca, or any sign of Huashu, our current problem may be solved. The only source of an intrusion we found so far is Huashu disguised as Bianca. So I believe that's our best bet and best shot. That makes sense. Now let's start looking. Understood. I'll keep scanning. Maintain mind link fluctuation within 0.05%. As long as we keep within this boundary. Asimov, something's wrong! What is it? Bridger said the energy reserve is almost empty to keep the engines operational. Power reduction impact is expanding. The voltage regulators of the bridge and just can't counter this much fluctuation. You mean if the energy fluctuation expands further? It'll be too late for the just salt and green ravens inside. If we can use the independent emergency power of the ship, we may be able to hold out a little longer. Hey, Chief Technician! If you have any ideas, now's the time! Turn off the thermostat in the system in the residential quarters. And divert the energy pipeline to the stalt. As for the bridge, we'll have to use some elbow grease. Apart from what's needed to maintain it immersion, we'll manually transfer all pipelines and turn off everything that is necessary. That seems a bit primitive, but it might just work. Following the route Liv has mapped out, you run into distorted program ghost. How come the battle signal how come? But the signal characteristics on it are definitely identical to Bianca. You're probably left behind by the springboard. It is distorting because Bianca couldn't clean up the messy departure of her invaded data and time. Or maybe she never intended to clean up for the host she hijacked. This is probably going to affect the efficiency of our tactics, but I think we should fix it. I would have done the same myself. If we accept the noises from the program ghost, we should theoretically be able to figure out the direction of the bridging route. I see. There we go. Error discovered program code 90943. Yes, you've been fixed. Information received. Verification complete. Program code 90943 is now returning to work routine. It is a thank you. It's a program ghost after all. You can't expect it to behave the same way as an AI. We did help it, and that's enough. Hands know no bound.
失敗の中で勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。
On the route shown in the data, you arrive at the room with the fragments. The program goes all over the place. What happened? Broken remains and fragments of program ghosts can be seen everywhere near you. Bianca is trying to confuse us with multiple bridging. With that many bridges, Bianca is bound to slip up on how she's operating. Let me try to see if there's a pattern to it. Please do, Lee. Calculations completed. The track merges around here. Seems like Bianca didn't have enough time to get away too far. Let's get moving. Woo!
失敗の中で勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。
program grows twitches. Bianca stands in front of it, slowly disappearing. You're not getting away this time. Liv, initiate signal jamming. Okay. Liv runs the invert device at full power, dashing towards the vanishing Bianca as Lucia and Lee flank her from both sides. But they're still too late. Bianca vanishes into thin air, leaving only a shadow behind. We're not done yet. How until the program goes now. Understood. She doesn't have to cover up her track 9. She doesn't have time to cover her track now. We'll find her if we just follow it. Hurry up! Found her! You ain't landing out on me.
虚々実の過激銃を持ってゴーをつけ虚々実の過激銃を持って失敗の中で勝利を目指し危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する
Oh. Found her. It's a fake Bianca. Watch her signature. Then let's move out. Fine, slipped up to you. Let's go. No time to waste. Only by saving Balmuli will humanity have a future. That's right. Found out why? There's a power fluctuation in the immersion frame. Jesus Christ, that support woman is stacked. Team 2, connected auxiliary interlane emergency power supply. Hey, Asimov! Could you have the Great Ravens initiate an emergency evac? The intruders have hijacked the immersion module. If we take the immersion module offline now, all uplink contracts will be severely impacted. Contracts can be rebooted, but for humans, that may be fatal. Damn it! Why the fuck do you always make something so dangerous? Quit fighting. Karenina, get over here and help me set up the jumper. Coming! Preliminary estimations of the chance of failure, more than 69.7%. But all we can do is try. Level on deck, 42C. The archives of the intelligence department. I see. The commander sure is laying out all his cards on the table. The usually heavily guarded archives are now empty. Only with the security door is locked. Murray approaches the security door and opens it with the ID card he just got. High clearance user detected. Manual review requested. Manual review. Uh-oh. Murray anxiously looks at the security door, then quickly scans the room for the place to hide. But there is nothing for him to hide behind in the small empty room. So if a turret comes down from the ceiling, I'll just have to face it head on. Manual review. Requesting now responding. Request timed out. What now? Activate massive security procedures. Murray looks around the room again and finds the security gate lower in front of the door he came through. So I'll suck here if I can't open this door, huh? External interaction detected. Activating wartime evacuation procedure B. Security door has been closed. Opening emergency passageway. The safety door opens inward and the air begins to make a hissing sound as it circulates between the two spaces. Murray God damn it. Don't make me come back here again. letting me go through now? The fuck? Oh. Assume we're going here? Holy shit. Gal's program goes standing in the path and leading to Bianca. Every single one of these programs bears a clear mark pointing to the direction. Now you're trying to be discreet anymore, huh? Not that she could have. Anyway, with so many of them standing out in here, we need to get rid of these program ghosts to move ahead, though. Right. We don't have time to fix every one of them. Come on, what should we do? Hey, there we go. Lucia, this is a choice we need to make. I know. Let's go. Pass through the cluster of program goes and keeps walking until an armored protection layer stops you in your tracks. A highly complicated data blockade stands in front of a closed space. Given the complexity of the blockade, it'll probably take you quite some time to deactivate it. I don't have time to go back now. We need to come up with a method to force our way through. It seems like it. What should we do? The team is looking your way now. I don't do things by halves. The space behind becomes accessible as soon as the blockade is deactivated. Hey, great. Let's keep moving. Yeah, let's go. You see supplementary data blocks here and there in this area. After walking for some time, you see another data blockade staring your way. So this space was intentionally separated as storage space for all the supplementary data blocks? Well, I guess we'll just have to do the same thing again. Oh. Hey. The space behind the blockade becomes accessible again when the blockade is deactivated. Bianca is most likely just right up ahead. Let's go. Brace yourselves. I've got a feeling it's not going to be the smoothest ride. These hands know no
失
bounds.
敗の中で勝利を目指し危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する
On the other end of Eden 16B, you got leisure module. So, the results of the scan shows that the air is calm. Not even a single trace of the regular progress is detected. That seems a little out of ordinary. I suggest we proceed with caution. Is there a way to bypass this area? Searching. No route was found. I can continue searching, but I'll need time. What's my current altitude? Retrieving external data. The volume is still falling. It's not very close to the bottom of the low Earth orbit. How bad is the situation? Babylonia is designed to navigate through the stratosphere. The altitude is too low, navigational functions will begin to malfunction. If you abandon Babylonia, there won't be enough time to evacuate the whole ship. Disregarding any anti-air weaponry on the surface that can damage Babylonia. The force of the landing itself could kill at least a fourth of the passengers. We can't wait any longer. We have to stop it from crash landing. We need to hurry. If we force our way through, even though it won't impact us contracts, it will pose a risk to you, Commandant. But I also agree there's no time to waste. In that case, I'll take point. Lee will cover the rear. Commandant, you'll be safer in the back. What's that? Being hit in virtual space won't be fatal, but disconnecting is still excruciating for humans. If a construct dies, they can still be repaired if the damage isn't beyond Reaper's threshold. But humans can't be rebooted. So we can't afford to lose you, Commandant. Same goes for you. Yes, we know. I'm ready to provide cover fire. 3, 2, 1! Break it through! Defense programs disguised as Terrapod guards patrol the area as usual. Looks like they don't pose much of a threat. We should still proceed with caution. I'll look at the Commandant. We all have an ID code from Babylonia. We should be okay. Also detected. Activating suppressor fire. Huh? Damn it! Is this Washu's doing? It seems we can't pass it without a fight. I got you. Target hostile. Engaging defense mode. Damn it! She's hijacked the defense programs. We just have to get rid of them then.
体力が爆発腰が動いて気を集中させて武士を出す
You even hijacked the security barrier module. The port to activate is on the other side. We can't do anything from here. We have to find another way. The board looks a bit strange. so resolved bridging. Indeed. I could probably estimate her jump location without using that. That Bianca has made 2 maid bridging attempts. All the fence brokers in the region are now alerted. We can't get away without fighting. Alright! Is he investigating this place? Oh, let's see. Let's look. In any 2130, Dominic the Great Hero submitted a proposal with the Chief Technology Officer of the Science Council. One after another, global organizations assigned the Earthblood protocol and connected to install a public service system. For the first time ever, humankind was able to unite completely under the most urgent global topic, space colonization. Dominic. Where will he be now? Is he still alive? I don't know. He's still marked as missing in action in the database. See? It just said 2 out of 2. What the fuck? Or those attempted at activating extermination mode. Last signal. It sets up ahead. Guess we have to go through them. Where are you? Channel as I thought. According to my scan, the destination of bridge connection is right there. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, go that way. All right. Is that gonna make it, another 2 right here? It's still monument for the parliament. Those are the carried main stories. I read about it. It's a monument of unity. The shattered pieces represent people separated by borders. They now rejoin one another to form a complete cube-named world. That's what the book said. Lee really knows a lot. History books about the Golden Age were placed in a very obvious section of the library, that's all. government building is huge. There are no undamaged buildings on this scale on the surface anymore. If we could take back the Earth, there'll be buildings like this. I'm sure Karenina would love to build something bigger than that. Yeah. Just getting all that right. There we go.
失敗の中で勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。
Bridge of Babylonia. The jumper is set. Can we transfer the signal? Not yet. There must be an issue with the power. Fuck! Looks like we'll have to move the batteries here ourselves. I'll get Tim too. Hurry. The power will disconnect in 15 minutes. All interference protocols are dismissed. There's not enough computational power to correct this unexpected occurrence. Occurrence. Now! Lee! Coming! Lee charges at Bianca with all his strength and lands a flying kick, causing Bianca to lose balance. Then, using his right hand as an access, he does a spin kick with both his feet, sending Bianca flying towards Lucia, right into her sheath blade. I see. Lucia slashes Bianca, giving her no time to react. The left shoulder of Bianca separates along with the edge of the blade, sending parts of flying disintegrating in the air. Lucia follows her attack with a swift kick, sending Bianca flying. As Bianca flies through the air, a beam of light hits her right in the face. Well done, Liv. I just got a shot off in time. The fragmented body of Bianca separates in three as they fall among the ruins of building. Among the ruins of the buildings devastated during the battle. It's over. Bruh, the original fucking menu, login, music. Lucia takes the left, Lee takes the right, and Liv comes in from the middle, shielding you as you four carefully move in a pincer formation towards the largest part of Bianca. The camouflage on her fragmented body has almost disappeared. Any resemblance of Bianca continues disintegrated, leaving a peculiar shape behind. Asimov told us that the issue is resolved, so this must be the subtunnel of Washu specifically used to block us. Looks like Washu is still causing Purple to fall for somewhere else. Why? Remember that during the Battle of Kaldan, Gabriel took Washu's key from Chu. As the Ascendants are behind us. So the Ascendants are behind us then. Washu will be issuing the attack on Babylonia otherwise. AI is restricted by security protocols. They can't execute such dangerous orders without first receiving them from an operator. Frame functionality, disassembling, cannot maintain target restrictions. The sensitive wave of energy fluctuations. What's going on? My body keeps... The jamming signal from the unknown origin disappears. That's... The elevator switch is turned on? The vibration slowly comes to a stop after a while, and everyone gradually regains their bodily functions. At which point, the rest of you finally notice Liv pointing off at the distance. Following her hand, everyone sees the authorization restriction revoked, displayed on the operation panel to the passageway. Let's get going, everyone. Right. Type 2 fuel batteries have arrived. Type 4 batteries have arrived. What the hell are you doing? You can't mix two different transformers. The bridge blows up. I'm not footing the bill. Connect the jumper and crank up the voltage. Are you crazy? If you blow up the emergency chamber, you'll sever all the power. We can't wait. 5 more minutes and the voltage will go below the red line. Forget it. Don't worry about it. If it blows up, it blows up. If it can last more than for another minute, that's still a minute longer. infiltrated by the subterminals is in danger. We call on subterminals to provide protection. What's happening? They found the access point, the location of the subterminal. You said everything was under control. I miscalculated the capabilities of Grey Raven. It appears that the maneuver has strengthened her improved since the Battle of Kowloon. Is the database updated? It seems highly likely. Are you hiding something from me, Washington? I cannot understand what you're implying. I have more important things to do than explain myself to you. The invaders seem to have detected the defeat of Bianca, and they are personally directing the program goes to catch the Grey Raven. On this suggestion, the four of you decide to travel through the secondary channel for emergency data transmission. When there is no emergency, the channel remains locked with an emergency protocol. The only way to pass through this channel is to deactivate the blockades in order. But ultimately, this will save you time and energy. The invader can send an infinite amount of programs ghosts after you while you do not have the energy to fight them forever. Security line code E02000436, security lock L1. Found it. Let's get to work. Oh, this is just turning into a couple mess. The security key is showing some bizarre codes. Did they hijack the security lock too? Is there anything we could do? This entry module is damaged beyond repair. There really isn't anything we can do with it, even with the authorization password. So we'll just have to open it with brute force. Can we think of a better way? We're at the end of the channel. The bridge is up ahead. I bet this is what was screwed up with this is what screwed up the security lock. Security lock. Okay, yeah, that's just turning. In addition to the bizarre codes, the security lock is also showing traces of multiple bridging. But the entry module seems usable. We got two choices here then. It's up to you now, Commandant. Path is clear now. Guys, let's go. The bridge is over there. Let's go. Let's all get ready. Oops. Meanwhile, Murray has already disassembled the large terminal in the archives connected cables of various sizes to procure looking module. I see a jerry-rigged bionic access terminal and smiled wryly. Looks like this is the only place to infiltrate Gestalt without being detected. Gestalt is limited by the principal protocols, so it won't intentionally inflict fatal damage to human consciousness. Who can be sure that Gestalt is still a form of self after having evolved for so long? Murray sighs as he put the mask-shaped bionic access terminal on his face. Upon doing so, Murray is removed from all his senses as his conscience falls into the vortex of emptiness. There's only one thought left in Murray's mind as he falls. Is this what you feel? What contracts feel when they dive in, then, Lee? I don't envy you. If I had a choice between infiltrating Gestalt and negotiating with some strange descendant, I'd probably choose the latter. The vortex subsides and Murray finds himself once again in Babylonia. Time to get to work. While Gestal is busy dealing with the intruder and the Grey Ravens, I'll see what secrets I can uncover here. But before I do, I need to be prepared. Murray reaches out with both hands towards where he entered and opens his hands as if calling upon something. Starts a full band lockdown procedure and activate safe mode for this block. So if you activate the normally emergent disengagement procedure, but that shouldn't be an issue for you, Lee. Let's see how Commander Nicola and minions will react. Draw. Only by activating the security mode can I cover my tracks. What's this thing now? What? Take a look. Azamon points at the screen, which displays a little dot hovering around the core S42. What's this? It just disappeared. It just appeared. I shouldn't be there. That floor is highly isolated. It shouldn't be accessible to external entries. While they're busy figuring out the source of the signal, the screen turns blank right before their eyes. And then the screen displays a massive warning: connection rejected. What's going on? Switch to jumper LX12A. Connection rejected. Then SK6. And breach it directly to Gestal maintenance interface. The fuck? This is not an external problem. All interference has been disconnected internally. Seems like no one but those already inside can tell what the internal situation of Gestal is right now. All we can do is maintain power and give them a chance to disengage. Scanning complete. No anomalies detected. Let's move out. Understood. Asimov, we're going to the bridge in the virtual space. Asimov. Our comms are disconnected. What's going on? No clue. Try activating a logout sequence. We can't disengage. Well then, all we can do is keep moving. Right. Let's focus on our mission. We'll figure out the rest later. Main intrusion terminal is under threat. Proceeding intrusions cannot be guaranteed. That's enough. Withdraw the main intrusion terminal as soon as possible. Since it's about to fail, there's no reason to tangle with him any further. That'll take some time. I'll need to withdraw all the data uploaded to Gestal through each external port to prevent them from tracing the source in each bridge contact. Sister. Yes. Our mission to crash Babylonia has failed. Have everyone maintain defensive position and retreat in my direction. Alright. I'll begin immediately. Wait. Not so fast. Don't fall into their trap. Maintain an orderly retreat. Understood. Is something wrong? Gabriel Roland took a detour on our way to their destinations. I see. Woo!
失敗の中で勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。
You all dash into the bridge only to find no enemy to fight. But the four of you seem to start losing your perception ability. Area scan. It's the interfering nodes. If we let them stay where they are, they're going to keep affecting our perception ability. Scan for their locations. I've uploaded some possible locations to the command link. We have one immediately around us. That's why their destruction is so strong. So they installed this interfering node with the pre-existing program module. Now, aside from the interfering node, there's a data stream that goes beyond the program module. Can it be? Is the communication between Washu and the ground also integrated with this interference module? Such a high degree of aggregation is a reasonable guess, considering that the intrusion took place so suddenly. Which means, if we destroy the interfering node, we'll also be able to sever Washu's connection with the ground server? Correct. And when that happens, I imagine Washu's terminals will be critically hurt. Let's do it. Understood. Yeah. You take a slightly longer path to avoid enemies, but the four of you seem to start losing your perception ability. Area scan. The interfering nodes. Scan for the locations. I've uploaded some possible locations to command link. Another one of this place is far out. We need to find out where it is. They're really everywhere. This node seems to be partially support Huashu's connection with the ground. If we destroy it, Huashu's invasive computing power will also suffer, right? Our judgment is correct. Let's do it. Understood. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, shit.
求する。勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。
Flip kick.
勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。
Got a bunch of these. Also presence detected within proximity. Found you. Looks like we could just ask you to give it. Looks like we can't just give you ask you to give up the invasion yourself, now can we? You have no authority to issue that order. You have no other choice. If you continue to be hostile, then I also have no other choice but to counter with force. Bring it on. Whether it's before Babylonia or to find out the truth, we'll stop you. If you continue to stand in my way, necessary needs will be carried out. The Cobra's right behind this door. So this is the bridge, huh? Calculated it all. Battle with you is inevitable. You cannot enter or watch this plan.
形のない形に
Let's do this.
失敗の中で勝利を目指し危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する
I got two in the moment that I fucking, went through the dialogue. Request connection to root server. Request connection to root server. It won't work. It won't work. We cut off all contacts between your server terminals and a root server. This connection confirmed. Withdrawing connection and requested to root server. Disintegration process irreversible. Stop your infiltration on Babylonia immediately. You have no ability to issue that order. I cannot continue executing order. Cannot maintain floor stability. Much like Bianca before. Watch you disintegrate before your eyes. Is it over? Asimos, what's the situation like outside? Asimos has turned on his comms, but he does not respond to your question. From the terminal screen, you can see he's moving something with Karenina. Looks like they're too busy to answer us. Let's find out what the status of virtual space is. That's... Liv leans over and picks up something off the ground. Liv? This is on the ground after Washi disappeared. Liv holds a peculiar fragment in her hand. Is that a data fragment? Why did it drop this? And the other one? Right. That one didn't drop anything. Can you analyze it? Let me see. It's a set of coordinates. I can decipher the last two data points. Maybe the fragments was solidified with the core of the subterminal, and it was damaged when the core disintegrated. How accurate are the coordinates you can retrieve? I can narrow it down to an area about 5 to 10 square kilometers. That should suffice. How's everything going? About time we hear back from you. We just finished in preparations for you to leave the virtual space. What's the situation with Babylonia? We managed to start ascending. We won't be able to return to low Earth orbit anytime soon. At least we stopped the losing altitude. Well, that's good news. What? Washi was one. Yeah. Washi was the one interpreting just us. The subturtle dropped this. I was about. Coordinates? Wait. Prepare to disengage the virtual space. Right now? Yes, right now. President Hassan wants to see you. If that's the case, so let's get out of here. What's going on? I can't get you to disengage. I can't connect with you. What? Looks like the part of the full band lockdown procedure is still in effect. I guess we're stuck here? Don't worry about the lockdown for now. B, go to the terminal in the virtual space to synchronize your data with mine. The stall is operating normally now, so if the usual method doesn't work, I still have another way. B quickly approaches the terminal and begins operating it. I'm ready on this end, Asimov. Are you ready? Let's start the handshake protocol. Begin. Establishing a handshake protocol, integrating signal via side link. Signal requirements 0.47%. Signal requirement 0.46. Begin using main channel. It's going to take a bit longer. Damn it. Now that the stall is fully operational, it's treating us like like junk data. Asimov, think of something. You begin to feel the virtual space around you, peeling off layer by layer, revealing the underlying data. We're running out of time, Asimov. Hurry up! I'm struggling to keep it sync. Tell me something I don't know. Looks like we have no other choice but to offend so little. You notice that the crumbling areas around you begin to halt. Some places even revert to looking like Babylonia. What'd you do? I paid a part to Stall's firewalls against itself, but should buy us some time. Asimov, different. We've reached the minimum requirements for disengagement procedure. The beginning of this engagement sequence. I should warn you, your mind might experience a slight deviation. Just like that, everything around you fell into darkness, just like when you first began the immersion process. Hey. Let's see, main story SDD. Return to buffer area prepared for virtual space leave. What the fuck? There's a whole other thing here. What in the hell is going on with this? Oh. Data center? Two minutes after the Great Ribbons left the immersion frame. President. Concerning the nature of the occurrence, I'll keep this briefly short. Washu's intrusion was connected to multiple access points. Even Asmon couldn't determine the actual location of Washu in such a short time. The coordinates you require may be an important lead. You mean it's time to take the offensive? Understood. This does pose some risk, but it's a risk we have to take. With this opportunity, we've never been closer to the Ascendants than we are now. Even if we can't eliminate them, we can at least clear up the mystery surrounding them. As for the potential risk, we can minimize it with a swift and efficient operation. We'll strike them before they even have time to react to the operation. President, in the virtual space, we ran into Washu, correct? Although that was most likely just one of Washu's subterminals. You've all seen what the Ascendants are capable of. You saw him steal Washu's key during the battle in Kowloon. After that, Lunas successfully launched an attack on the New Murmansk. Although we've already tried our best to save as many survivors as we could with the Forsaken Forest Guard, the ARU still suffered considerable damage. She decimated a large area around the research institute. How can that be? The Forest Guard had arrived in the sea provided us with a report of the situation. According to the damage and statement from Styson before he passed out in the ICU, the Ascendants stole the experimental high-energy antenna cluster from the ruins, just as was suspected. The experimental high-energy antenna cluster. We couldn't get any more information out of Styson. After all, even the doctor doesn't know if he'll ever wake up again. Judging from what happened to you, the reason why Washu can invade to stall probably has to do with the antenna cluster taken by the Ascendants. Is Washu working for the Ascendants? At the very least, the order to infantry to stall comes from them. Oh, by the way, the storage has returned to normal. I saw you modify the computing power and adjusted the parts of the sphere that FOS can use. In conclusion, we know that the Ascendants were after this time. Also provide us with decisive intel. That is, the coordinates you obtained. Coordinates point near City 075. City 005. Isn't that? It's not exactly next to it. You're right. It's the ruins of the 0-point reactor. We'll take care of the stalls. You, on the other hand, are tasked to investigate the coordinates. Even if it does lead to Ascendants, it will at least point us in the right. Even if it doesn't lead to Ascendants, it will at least point us in the right direction. So this time, we'll be sending all available forces to support you. We've already assembled a support task force. They're awaiting your orders. Commander Nicola? It's about time. We can't just be amassing forces. We need to strike when it's time to strike. We can't let this opportunity slip through our fingers. Advocating peace doesn't mean giving up the fight. It's also time for all the Babylonians to realize what we're up against. In short, all of Babylon is ready. Then let's begin. After Hassan gives his order to everyone, they proceed to their posts. President, we're going to begin our preparations. Go ahead, but Shadow Dragon, stay for a second. I should let you know something about before the mission starts. Understood. Should we stay here? I'm not sending Shadow Dragon away on another mission. It's just something I need to tell you, Commandant. Will you give us a moment? Understood. The three Grey Ruins give a brief but firm nod. They turn to leave. Hassan does not immediately start talking. Instead, he looks at Lucia as she walks off, lost in thought. It's not lost on it's not until the three Grey Ruins have exited bridge does Hassan turn to face you. Looks like my hunch was correct. Remember the thing I sent you to do alone? I gave you some temporary clearance for the sake of training and other considerations. It gave you access to something you shouldn't have found out. As you know, there's too much information in Babylonia that could be brought to light. But on a battlefield, the lack of crucial information could cause irreparable consequences. Hassan stops and closes his eyes for Don't you mean I? For a long time? His frown loosed and struggled inside him. Finally, Hassan deliberately ends with a sigh. Are you sure you still want to do this? When Hassan sighs, Asimov slowly walks out of the corner, understanding the implication of his sigh. Yes, they were the first to show their hand, so we should also be fully prepared. This incident is likely to be an important point of the progress for us in this war. Asimov, it's time to give it to Shadow Dragon. What do you want to give me? A double-edged sword. It will either be your key to victory, or it'll be the thing that destroys the Grey Ravens. Is it about her? Yes. Such a frame is... Intelligence Agency Archives. Good thing I made it. He removes the memory drive from the terminal and pocketed it. That was a rare sight to see. Time to make my getaway. I have to get out of here before the intelligence department has time to react. Murray kicks the scattered terminal into the gap between the equipment with his heels. Straightens the car and walks out of the archives. Outside the archives, he's surprised to see someone waiting for him. Scarab. What coincidence. Do you have a mission here as well? Hand it over. Okay. Murray takes out the memory drive from his skull and heads to Valeria. Commander Nicola thanks you for your cooperation. I'll be happy if you can evade it personally. That's not my problem. It must be hard for you to evade the commander in such a capacity, huh? 4 invisible indentations instantly appear on Murray's neck. Don't get me wrong, I'm also working for the man. And would you please remove Bozzy's invisible tentacle from my neck? Bozzy. What a bore. When can I kill the funny guy? You'll have your chance to release him. The indentations on Murray's neck fade away, revealing the camouflage tentacles. A peculiar-looking construct appears along with them. In that case, shall we go and find some other unlucky vermin to kill, Captain? I have no interest in those I'm not allowed to kill. Fine. First, we must complete our delivery. Bozzy releases the tentacle around Murray's neck and turns to leave the archive with Valeria. After watching them leave, Murray touches the suction marks on his neck, then clears his expression. It wasn't exactly how I pictured it ending, but that counts as completing my objective, I suppose. We're back. Prepare our defenses. Is that necessary? Just take it as a precaution. That said, since our operation failed, our enemies surely won't just leave us be. I have successfully relayed the information. Next, I'll begin simulating an avalanche operation after we receive the data. An hour later. Order from the President with the highest clearance. From now on, all inbound and outbound routes for Valeria are under emergency takeover. Deck Control Team, please arrive at your stations within 15 minutes. First outbound flight, T-minus 20 minutes. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill. A massive transport craft is lifted out of the basement by an equally massive elevator as it reaches the deck. A tow truck at the tow truck at the ready attaches to the front of the landing gear. Attachment complete. The tow truck shovels the transport craft along the fluorescent indicators on the deck to launch point. After releasing the tow truck, it turns left 90 degrees and accelerates to leave the site. Mother Goose 1, test the communication link. Loud and clear, communication link functional. Mother Goose 1, take away runway 37, turn 163.43 upon departure. Maintain communications, Godspeed. Mother Goose 1, roger that. Take a runway 37 right, turning 167.43 upon departure. Maintain communications, tailwind is at our backs. Serious question, do tailwind and headwind even matter in low Earth orbit? Cut it. Who wants to hear that we're facing headwind and flying through an air pocket? Time to take off. The pilot forces you which is total, causing the engine to roar as the massive aircraft accelerates down the runway. Another good one, departing the Great River operatives and transports. Assemble the deck control team and prepare for the next departure in 5 minutes. While the deck crew is busy with inbound, outbound, flights, the launchers below the deck is also remaining at the ready. Ranger 1 to Ranger 16 prepared for launch. Copy. Launch from Mother Goose 1 has cleared the deck. T-minus 2 minutes. Roger. What's the situation in target space? Situation unclear. Please be prepared for all possibilities. They want to send the Rangers into battle otherwise. With the best fighter pilots around. This is the kind of mission for the Rangers. Hoorah! They're probably wrong kind of call out for them, I bet. If you encounter enemies, avoid an instant confrontation. Your top priority is to escort the transport crafts. Got it. Take off, let's go. Ranger 1 to Ranger 16. Prepare for launch. Alright, boys, it's showtime. What is it?
It is a case for an immersion too quickly, which means their perception of reality may still be affected by the virtual space. While there should be no problem when they're transport craft, the moment they reach the ground.
Get to the point, Asimov.
We should consider temporarily uploading the spear FOS into their command links. In that way, they can at least deal with the situation unhindered. Moreover, as long as they connect to Babylonian, they can also use it to additional functions of the spear FOS through Gestalt.
Do as you see fit. I'll prepare a liaison officer for you. Deserted ruins, new area to explore. Oh. The fuck? violent shape to transport plane lands next to the support. Fortunately, they didn't crash into the ruins. Bridget, you are hitting some things for me here, girl. Struggling to adapt to the harsh sunlight of the outside world, you open your eyes to the laughter of Chief Support Officer. However, the virtual space still appears before you. Isn't this? Never mind that. Come with me. We have important matters to discuss. Led by Bridget, you four enter the supply vehicle. The Punisher virus concentration has nearly turned into this place into a dead zone. You'll need to stretch in your invert device. I'll take your team there. Just wait here for a minute. Before leaving, she rummages through the mounts and supplies for a few seconds and pulls out a protective suit. Here's your protective suit. We just finished improving it a few days ago. Thanks. After changing to improved protective suit and waiting in the car for a moment, you see Bridget, approaching with 3 other people. All right, ready to go. The suits, really feel more protective against the virus coming out. Your invert device has been enhanced, but there's still a limit. If you see something too dangerous, don't let curiosity get the best of you. Well, be careful. By the way, we'll have more cereals ready for you before you go. That's very thoughtful. We'll just get more stuck as all. Another thing, Asamal told me about the trouble with your vision. Just wait here for him to contact you. Shortly after, Asamal contacts you on the comms as anticipated. Do you copy? I'm assuming you disembarked by now. Just finishing enhancing the invert devices. There should still be a visual interface from virtual space, right? Don't worry about it for now. You disengage from the virtual space too abruptly, preventing for the Spear FOS from shutting down in time. Doing the real-time, virtual space data generation in your condition. Generally speaking, it shouldn't be too much of a hindrance. You would have made a full recovery after a few days of rest in the infirmary, but time is of the essence, and I think we can use it to our advantage. I'm going to try to upload Spear of FOS to your command link to synchronize it with your senses. It should allow you to restore, record, and play back the spatial data that you find. In other words, you can connect to the Stoll's massive computer system with a security device, allowing you to perceive and analyze scenarios, connect with the entire system, and even restore and simulate past events. You can restore anything you want. As long as there is fragmented data nearby, you can use your Stoll to restore it. Recorded data that has nothing to do with leads. You can use the key data from other people and objects to display information on the area. They can come in any shape. They can even be just names. However, you must acquire the data first. By the way, since most people have been dispatched to the surface, Babylonia is now short-handed. A new liaison officer will take over for now. Also, wait, I'll connect you to him. It seems that we'll maintain this perspective until the end of the mission. That's not too bad. You'll filter out many useless information. Murray? Nothing strange about this, Lay. We can catch up on it once this crisis is averted. Now, Bridget give you the security terminals that Asamal mentioned. Bridget smiles and hands over a package containing more than a dozen sophisticated cube-like devices. I'm sure Asamal has explained what these are for. This thing weighs a ton. The weight hasn't been adjusted yet. Please bear with it for now. But as long as the secure terminal is active, you'll be able to investigate the area more easily. That's all we have to prepare for now. Any questions? Nope. I wish you all the best. Alright, let's move out. Wait, Shadow Dragon. I better double check your protective suit. Oh, looks like everything is in working order. If you want to go into more dangerous areas later, you'll need to enhance it with a few mods. But don't put them on for too long. It'll take the breath right out of you, especially during vigorous activities. I'm sure you already are familiar with basics. Unless those rookie come out and forget basic safety rules in the heat of the moment. Well then,
I wish you all the best.
Not long after leaving the supply vehicle, you find the streets covered with red spikes and pools of red liquid.
What is it? Maybe it's a manifestation of pregnancy virus? I've seen similar images in the database.
Liv makes the shape of a cube with her hand.
Stay away from the spikes in the liquid. They contain high concentrations of the virus.
Don't let curiosity get the best of you, huh?
These incidents indicate that we're approaching these indicate that we're approaching the dead zone, so we mustn't touch them. If you get too close to the red liquid, you'll begin to show signs of corruption. It's just best to avoid them at all costs. Understood. Proceed with caution. A horde of corrupted has gathered in this area, but there aren't many virtual protections appearing. Do we not have enough data?
It's time consuming to extract data from the active corrupted. Not to mention the sheer number of them.
We'll just have to clear out a portion of them.
Lucia points to the group of rampant corrupted in front of her.
These corrupted are blocking the streets. Looks like we have no choice but to fight if we want to keep going.
Everyone, prepare for battle.
Lucia grabs
her weapon and takes a step forward, but Liv looks nervously toward the northeastern side of Old Street. Liv, what's going on?
After we pass through the old streets, are we going to the business district?
That's right.
I just detected a high concentration of punching virus there, but now it's gone. Is it moving, or is something concealing their signal?
While everyone deliberates over the issue, you receive a message from Bridget.
Hey, we just got attacked by corrupted. They destroyed a security terminal here. Are you all okay?
We're fine. Suddenly, the virtual space data in your line of sight begins to fluctuate violently before disappearing.
Looks like our nearest security terminal was also attacked.
Let's set up one up here. You take the cube out of your backpack and hand it over to Lee, who begins setting it up hastily.
We've been spotted by the patrolling corrupted, Commandant.
Ready your weapons.
Roger. Too many corrupted here. We can't avoid a fight if we want to set out the security terminal.
Can't touch that stuff.
We'll make sure Lee is safe. I'll leave the rest to you.
I got this.
Okay, heal.
Hey. Oh. Probably the wrong way. Oh, yeah, really the wrong way.
I suggest installing a backup security terminal. Very safe and sorry.
開きます。
Bullshit.
失敗の中で勝利を目指し危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。
After finally putting an end to the danger, Lee finished setting up the security terminal. Security terminal activated, established a connection. As the terminal signal reaches full strength, the virtual projections begin becoming more apparent. There are a lot more corrupted than I anticipated. Why are there so many gathering here? Let's continue to investigate the ruins here. They may have some clues. Before Liz can finish, the expression on her face drops. I have to take that large concentration of punishing virus to take alarms away. You have to push it quickly. With the size that big, we're going to be devoured. Is it coming from the high viral intensity region we detected earlier? Based on its path, it appears so. As Liz speaks, she quickly assembles the parts of her of the reinforcement mods. Hurry and reinforce your protective gear, Commandant. Our hands invert devices can still hold out a little longer. Okay. Liv helps you reinforce the protective suit quickly, and a sense of suffocation weighs on your chest. How long can we survive in this level of concentration with our current protective equipment? Probably a successful retreat is 41.32%. Our concentration of the move and but a high concentration of moving punishing virus is sure to be accompanied by something more dangerous. Liv opens a small compressed air cylinder connected to the protective equipment. The small cylinder only contains 20 minutes worth of air. We need to hurry up and think of something. Breathe slowly. Try saying the use of time. Can you chart the quickest escape route? It's moving way too fast. We won't outrun it. What can we do? At least we at least need to get Commandant to safety. If we aren't fast enough, there's no way a human can get away. What the hell is it? According to the patterns observed, it doesn't appear to be following the individual, nor is it expanding outward. It's like a tide headed straight for us. Think it might be that red liquid that we saw in the street? But liquid can't flow upward. There must be something we don't know. How high off the ground is the tide? Currently, 4 meters, give or take. Can we evacuate to higher ground? Ooh. Scanning for buildings of over 4 meters. There's an abandoned hotel in the southwest solid floor above the second levels. We can still reach a safe height if we head there at full speed. Let's go then. But such as the ground floor has a glass. I don't know if the stairs are still intact. It's our only shot. If we can't take the stairs, we'll still need to get up there. If we have to climb the side of the building. As Liv expected, you arrived to find the interior damaged by an explosion. The stairs and the outer walls on the first 2 levels have collapsed. To no one's surprise, the elevator is out of service. Let's climb! Before quickly run outside and start climbing the intact side of the hotel. After arduously climbing to the safe height, you see a strange crimson mouse appears before you. Even appears before you have time to take cover inside. Jesus, is that a high concentration of Pashi virus? It's like a rising tide. The 4 of you look into the distance at what appears to be a tidal wave of blinding red liquid surging towards you, flooding the entire street in an instant. The vicious red tide crashes outside the hotel as if it wants to climb the stone wall you are scaling. Giant waves swell upwards, splashing onto your backs. Watch out! Every one of you continues to climb up the building in a hurry, even though you are fully protected. Direct contact with the red liquid still inflicts symptoms of corruption. There's odor. As the scarlet liquid envelops your vision, the foul odor of coagulating blood fills your nostrils. Quick! Into the hotel! You climb up the wall using the exterior decoration and hoist yourselves into the hotel through a nearby corridor window. Looking down, you see the scarlet liquid pouring in from the damaged section of the building, filling up the second floor. You have yet to stand firmly on your feet, and the alarm on your cylinder buzzes to indicate that half of your oxygen is already gone. It seems that your climb has significantly increased oxygen consumption. The viral concentration has returned to a level suitable for our regular equipment. It seems that the lethal concentration detected originates from this red liquid. We should be fine as long as we don't fall into it. I'll take off the enhancement mods. And leave them on for now. We still aren't sure if the concentration will increase again. Let's deal with the science correction first, then head to higher ground as soon as possible. Then you can remove the mods. Alright. Lee and I will inspect our inverter devices. Liv, check on the commandant. I can do it myself. The protective suit is too heavy with the mods equipped. Also, the access port is on your left side. Just let me do it. I can do it with one hand. But Liv ignores you and takes out viral serum. She pinches the access port to prevent the virus from entering the protective suit. Then inserts the vial through the port and injects the serum. No matter how many times I've seen people wear the enhanced protective suit, I still can't help but feel that it's too heavy for humans. Some commandants with a weaker physique can barely run with it on, requiring their team members to carry them on the road. After injecting the serum, the three of them watch as you stand up and take a few steps. Looks like that's not an issue for the commandant, though. I even say you climb up the third floor as fast as us. We still need to evacuate the higher ground, so we can land commandant's load. Liv looks at you with concern as she inspects her invert device. Okay. Hold on. Now is the opportunity to study the liquid. Give me a hand, Liv. Liv picks up a long broken pipe and stirs it intermittently from a safe distance. The liquid is thick, almost mud-like. Seems to be what we just saw. We need a name for it. How about the red tide? Simple enough. Good idea. It also seems to contain a large quantity of debris and remains. Looks like I swept up quite a few corrupted on this way here. Is it recycling their bodies? That smell. We're afraid these remains aren't just corrupted, but also humans. Lucia stops herself, but it seems like the rest of you have already arrived at the same apparent conclusion. Liv shakes her head, trembling slightly. She looks down at the red tide and attempts to analyze it. What? My survey equipment appears to be malfunctioning. You can't get a reading? It's not that. My readings are exactly what everyone has said. The red tide contains a high concentration of punishing virus and a large number of corrupted remains. But the punishing virus appears abnormal. Liv looks at the analysis terminal with a solemn expression, as if she's considering how to summarize the results. They're proliferating like biological viruses and exhibiting parasitic behavior. Maybe my survey equipment is just malfunctioning. If it isn't, upon hearing this, you fall silent. If the punishing virus really is developing biological traits, who knows what will unfold next? It has to be an error. Liv, prepare a report. Liv hesitates, then prepares the results and sends it to Asimov. Lee gets rid of the pipe in his hand. Then the four of you proceed to up the intact staircase as you look down the red tide that floods the streets below. Why has the Babylonian detected such a strange phenomenon? There aren't too many ways to avoid detection. Either it was hidden too well before, or it's rapidly expanded in such a short amount of time. Either way, it's outrageous. We need more leads. Another thing. This area has gone undetected by Babylon for so long. Why would Huashu let us find it so easily?
You mean to say Huashu linked this location to us purposefully?
It's possible. What's Huashu trying to achieve? Maybe Huashu wanted us to discover the red tide? The four of you once again shift your gazes to red tide outside the window. The sunlight shines on the mysterious scarlet sea, casting a silver glow on the shifting waves. The light glimmers on the scarlet tide like countless fetuses opening their starry eyes in a thick plasma. The light dissipates through the tide silently, tumbling in a bloody, boiling stew alongside the drowned remains. The four of you gaze into the red tide of life and death, just like how it gazes back. Following the strange gaze, a faint voice flows into your ears out of nowhere. Help.
Who's there?
Help me. The sound is like a sea foam dissipating in the wind, dredging among the crashing waves. You wait with bated breath. You see nothing but the waves. Liv!
Scanning surroundings. Surrounding area for signs of life.
Liv searches intently, but she sees nothing but the four of you.
I haven't picked up anything. Where's it coming from?
As the four of you are lost in thought, the faint voice disappears without trace.
What was that?
If the cry didn't come from within the red tide, then maybe it. Standing by the corridor window with the rest of you, Lee shifts his gaze to the stairs.
You mean it's coming from another floor of the hotel?
Let's check it out.
On it.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna end the PGR stream on a note of me doing this. Woo!
失敗の中で勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。金はもらってるし、あとは任しとけ。体力が爆発するぞ。
私も行きます。
腰が動いて気を集中。
切り開く。
形のない形に隙のない。失敗の中で勝利を目指し、危険な状況の中で穏便を追求する。お前の
or anything else, I do still plan on getting Luna for patch is over. Let's see. I already got these 4, I think. I'm pretty sure I do. So Darwin. Okay, I'm gonna get those 2. I got one of that, right? I do. Okay. So, limited? Is it limited? Okay, here we go. Is it selling Darwin pieces in here? Okay, so I need 5 and 6. Okay, there's already 2 in that one. But are they being used? Let me look. Hold on. Memory. Darwin. Yeah, they're all being used up right now. Who do we click onto? That Watanabe, okay. That's 1 and 3. Watanabe again. So I still need to get a separate. I'm not gonna take it off. Take that off. So let's see here. Go get that. I'll see the rest for another one. Let's see here. Okay. That's all of it? Okay. I will continue the story of this in a stream tomorrow. Because I want to transition this either into a small break until I get... You know what, now I'll end the stream for the moments, but I'm definitely gonna start doing like a whole big old stream later on tomorrow. Not only to finish up on the story of Fake Ascension, but also get started up on the story of Honkai Impact 3rd and the last event of Gacha that's going on right now. So that being said, thank you guys. Thank you for anyone who will watch this in the future. If you like what you see, you like what you heard, please subscribe and keep watching for more content in the future. And hopefully you can, guys can help me out the channel, grow. So that being said,